What's up, Muscular Development? Steve Kuclo, Dan Newmeyer. We got legs 8 weeks out of the 50th anniversary of Mr. Olympia. Today was overall a good leg workout. We felt strong. Did some different things. It wasn't a super heavy leg day, but it was more of an isolation day for us, and trying to take away weak points and work on weak points of our legs. Doing a lot of isolation work, some single leg, unilateral stuff. So our dominant leg, because everybody kind of has a dominant leg, or maybe even if your back's off or hips are off, you're going to have something that's compensating for another. So we do the unilateral stuff occasionally to help take away from from one leg compensating for another. So I always like to start my leg workouts with the traditional leg extension, and we did some hamstring curl with it. I've been splitting my leg days up into 2 days between a hamstring day and a quad dominant day, but I touch a little hams because it's generally most guys' weak points are hams, and just because they're probably an abused body part because they're not that fun to train, and you don't get judged on them too often. But you know, sometimes that can make the difference of a show if the hamstrings aren't quite up to par and everything else is even. So you want to minimize weak points. So we touched a little bit of hamstring in the beginning, and then we went into squats.
We're making it harder by doing pause reps. So essentially what we're doing, when we say pause, you go down to the bottom, stop, going to the top and stopping too without locking your knees out. This kind of movement reduces the amount of weight you can use during it, but it's very, very hard. Constant tension throughout the whole exercise or range of motion, but it's very enduring. So you see a lot, it's pretty popular today. A lot of guys are going to the pause at the bottom, which makes it tough. You can't use momentum or the elastic factor of muscle to spring back up. So it makes it more difficult doing the exercise.
But, you know, I'm known, I could squat 6-7 plates for reps, but you know, that's not necessarily the goal. Today we did what we call a pause squat, and we'd like to pause on the bottom for a second, have a controlled negative and a pause, and then kind of more of an explosion type movement going up. This really puts a lot more emphasis on the quads and glutes when you squat versus just using momentum and you know, taking away your joints and like your knees and stuff like that from doing a lot of the work. You'll see we worked all the way from 1 plate to 4 plates. It kept our rep range between 8 to 12. And you know, when you're doing pause squats, it's something, you know, I'm sure we could get maybe 20 reps out of it, but it makes it a lot harder for weight and reps. So you get fatigued between 6 to 8 reps, and then you know you're forcing a few more out. And especially as my dieting is kicking in, you know, I'm starting to fatigue a little bit easier or sooner on certain exercises like squats. You know, by about 6 or 8 reps, I'm starting to feel like I hit the wall.
So again, we're trying to take the biomechanical advantage out of the movement. So range of motion for these, again, people always will talk poorly about me and give me a bunch of crap for it, but you can see through my range of motion is not all the way down the bottom, and I don't lock out my knees. I pause at the bottom. Again, it's 4 plates. It's really not that impressive. But again, that's where I feel. That's where I can recruit the musculature I'm trying to get. Because again, I'm over the egotistical phallic measuring contest that goes on with the gym, because I have nothing to prove because I'm just not that strong. Sometimes when you start getting into your prep and you're doing 2-a-day cardio and you're tired, you have to start making some changes or making some adaptations to your training so that you can do some of the same stuff, but you can't squat 5-6 plates because you're tired, you know, understandably. So we just make adaptations, And then we went to another, as Steve was talking about the unilateral movement or the leg press. As he was stating, some of us, including myself, have different size length, bone structures, hip structures that are off, and then we have musculature that can be innervated and active more so than other aspects. And so therefore, sometimes unilateral training can help defeat that, where you can then again specialize in a muscle group that isn't maybe getting the attention that you want to. And that gets back to bodybuilding training, isolating and focusing on a specific muscle group.
Keeping our rep range, I did 12 to 15 on leg press, and I do about 10 each leg on the walk and lunge on the superset side. And then we finished the workout with vertical leg press. One of the unique machines here at Destination is the vertical leg press, kind of old school, but in my opinion, it takes a lot of my lower back out of the movement, and it's minimal pain in areas like my knees or lower back, and I'm able to really put a lot of attention on my quads, and I feel a little bit in my glutes. One of the, what I find is a really good builder for myself. So we backed down the volume on that, coming off a superset, set of exercises and some squats, and we went a little bit heavier and dropped the rep range between I think about 8 to 10 on that, and went a little bit heavier, went up to about 6 plates. And again, not crazy, but again, one of the movements, I kind of like to do a slow negative with a pause on that, and then the explosion on the way up, and that again helps for me put more tension on my quads and just make sure I'm doing, taking away the biomechanical advantage of just using momentum to move weight, which is not our goal here. So overall, it was a good leg workout. Feel really good going, being 8 weeks out today out of Mr. Olympia. And, it's great to have, strong training partners, even though Dan never says he's strong, but he's one of the strongest guys you'll ever train with, and stubborn, because whatever you want to do, he'll do it, and he'll push you on it. So that's one of the advantages, I guess, to having a good workout partner is, you're able to push yourself too. And so excited, next few weeks, we'll start cranking up my cardio a little bit more. Diet will get a little bit harder. I talked to Hani today, he's out in USA's, and it gets, it's places you want to be, when you're dieting, it's kind of hard. I got the USA, he's a former USA champion, and wanting to be out in Vegas would be awesome. But you focus on the goal, and to be in Vegas in 8 weeks for Mr. Olympia is a little bit more important right now. So everyone that's out there, I got a few friends that are competing, and Big John Ward's out there battling for his pro card, and we got some really good people out there. So hope they do well. But thank everybody who continue to support and follow, and the people that watch your videos, whether it's positive or negative. We do appreciate it, and we continue to put out some good stuff for you guys. Hopefully you can learn something. Hopefully you can take something from this and maybe apply it to your workout. And either way, we appreciate the support and continue to follow us. So Steve Kuclo, Dan Newmeyer, Big Nick, we're here at Destination. 8 weeks out of Mr. Olympia. We'll see you soon, guys.